Moral and philosophical literature. The Precepts of Ptah Hotep. The sage begins his work with a lament about the evil effects that follow old age in a man. Depression seizes upon him every day. His eyesight fails, his ears become deaf, his strength declines, his heart have no rest, the mouth becomes silent and speaks not, the intelligence diminishes, and it is impossible to remember today what happened yesterday. The bones are full of pain, the pursuit that was formerly attended with pleasure is now fraught with pain, and the sense of taste departs. Old age is the worst of all the miseries that can befall a man. The nose becomes stopped up and one cannot smell at all. At this point Ptah Hotep asks, rhetorically, who will give me authority to speak? Who is it that will authorize me to repeat to the prince the precepts of those who had knowledge of the wise counsels of the learned men of old? In answer to these questions the king replies to Ptah Hotep, instruct you my son in the words of wisdom of olden time. It is instruction of this kind alone that forms the character of the sons of noblemen, and the youth who listens to such instruction will acquire a right understanding and the faculty of judging justly, and he will not feel weary of his duties. Immediately following these words come the Precepts of Beautiful Speech, of Ptah Hotep, whose full titles are given, viz. The Irpa, the Duke, the Father of the God the King, the Friend of God, the Son of the King, Governor of Memphis, Confidential Servant of the King. These precepts instruct the ignorant, and teach them to understand fine speech. Among them are the following. 1. Be not arrogant because of your knowledge. Converse with the ignorant man as well as with him that is educated. 2. Do not terrify the people, for if you do, God will punish you. If any man says that he is going to live by these means, God will make his mouth empty of food. If a man says that he is going to make himself powerful or rich thereby, saying, I shall reap advantage, having knowledge, and if he says, I will beat down the other man, he will arrive at the result of being able to do nothing. Let no man terrify the people, for the command of God is that they shall enjoy rest. 3. If you are one of a company seated to eat in the house of a man who is greater than yourself, take what he gives you without remark. Set it before you. Look at what is before you, but not too closely, and do not look at it too often. The man who rejects it is an ill-mannered person. Do not speak to interrupt when he is speaking, for one knows not when he may disapprove. Speak when he addresses you, and then your words shall be acceptable. When a man has wealth, he orders his actions according to his own dictates. He does what he wills. The great man can effect by the mere lifting up of his hand what a poor man cannot. Since the eating of bread is according to the dispensation of God, a man cannot object to. 4. If you are a man whose duty it is to enter the presence of a nobleman with a message from another nobleman, take care to say correctly and in the correct way what you are sent to say. Give the message exactly as he said it. Take great care not to spoil it in delivery and so to set one nobleman against another. He who twists the truth in transmitting the message, and only repeats it in words that give pleasure to all men, gentleman or common man, is an abominable person. 5. If you are a farmer, plow the field which the great God have given you. Eat not too much when you are near your neighbors. The children of the man who, being a man of substance, seizes prey like the crocodile in the presence of the field laborers, or cursed because of his behavior, his father suffers poignant grief, and as for the mother who bore him, every other woman is happier than she. A man who is the leader of a clan or tribe that trusts him and follows him becomes a god. 6. If you do humble yourself and do obey a wise man, your behavior will be held to be good before God. Since you know who are to serve, and who are to command, let not your heart magnify itself against the end. Since you know who have the power, hold in fear him that have it. 7. Be diligent at all times. Do more than is commanded. Waste no time where you can do labor. He is an abominable man who makes a bad use of his time. Lose no chance day by day in adding to the riches of your house. Work produces wealth, and wealth endures not when work is abandoned. 8. If you are a wise man, create a son who shall be pleasing to God. 9. If you are a wise man, be master of your house. Love your wife absolutely, give her food in abundance, and clothing for her back. These are the medicines for her body. Anoint her with oils and make her happy as long as you live. She is your field, and she reflects credit on her possessor. Be not harsh in your house, for she will be more easily moved by persuasion than by violence. Satisfy her wish, observe what she expects, and take note of that on which she has fixed her gaze. This is the treatment that will keep her in her house. If you repel her advances, it is ruin for you. Embrace her, call her by fond names, and treat her lovingly. 10. Treat your dependents as well as you are able, for this is the duty of those whom God have blessed. 11. If you are a wise man, and if you have a seat in the council chamber of your Lord, concentrate your mind on the business to arrive at a wise decision. Keep silence, for this is better than to talk much. When you speak, you must know what can be urged against your words. To speak in the council chamber needs skill and experience. 12. If you have become a great man having once been a poor man, and have attained to the headship of the city, study not to take the fullest advantage of your situation. Be not harsh in respect of the grain, for you are only an overseer of the food of God. 13. Think much, but keep your mouth closed. If you do not, how can you consult with the nobles? Let your opinion coincide with that of your Lord. Do what he says, and then he shall say of you to those who are listening, "This is my son."